flow. We start with all the fun stuff and unwind at the end. So let's start with just little hip shakes left to right. Shifting your weight from left foot to right foot while adding the little hip dip and lift. You can make them bigger, moving more through your knees, or less. You can make them smaller, but see where you can find the groove in this move of yours. And 4, 3, 2, 1, and hip circles, forward, around, and back. Don't worry about bending your back, I just want you to pull the hips forward. So we're not arching, we're not trying to go for a back bend. And 3, 2, and reverse direction, go the other way. Circling around and around. And 3, 2, and 1. Lock those hips to move your ribs. Going a little side to side. So all we're doing is this side to side motion. We're not going forward and back. And 5, 4, 3, 2. Now lift up the right heel, point the right knee to the side, and we're still going to go for the rib slide. But as you slide to the right, you're putting weight onto that foot and center. Now we're not leaning down, we're just sliding left to right. And start to become aware of how your ankle supports this movement by pushing through the ground, up and back into the hip. 3, 2, and 1. Release. Lift up the left heel, point the left knee to the side. Of course, if your pants slide, go ahead and adjust them, but now it's back to the rib slide. Inhale, exhale. And this isn't a super strenuous motion, but it's a perfect opportunity to see if you can align your breath with the rhythm of the movement. Inhale, exhale it back. 4, 3, 2, and release. Now we're going through the ribs and the spine. We're going through the space between the thoracic spine. We're going to press the arms forward around the spine, pull chest through and back, round forward and pull back. Only doing a few more of these just to get movement and kind of work out any kinks. 3, 2, and last one. Bring the hands in kind of close to your armpits, and we're going to just go side to side. And now take the arms out, palms forward, bring the ribs in, palms in and out. You can speed it up or take it slow, but keeping the wrists at shoulder height. Now you can pull your chest forward, but we're not arching the back. And we're trying to get those fingertips behind the shoulders, not at the same space as the shoulders, just a little bit behind, just to create some expansion in our bodies. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and guess what? Keep those palms up and back. Palms up and back. So I'll come in a little closer to show we're keeping wrists at shoulder height or just below. It's not this great big swing, it's a smaller movement. Right palm up, left palm back, and we add a little switch. And with this switch, where right palm comes back, left palm comes up, you can add a little movement with the ribs if you want. Shoulders are waking up, at least mine are, hopefully yours are too. And 4, 3, 2. Good news, bring it down. Ugh. Don't worry, we get to use the arms more. Of course, maybe I wore the wrong pants today, but we're gonna swing the arms. So now we're adding a whole bunch of movement for the spine, the arms, the elbows, and even the wrists if you get really floppy arms. And now, of course, we have to work our way back down the body. So we did a little bit for the hips and a little bit for the ribs. What about in between? Lock and load your wiggles. Lock and load, twist. Keeping the legs as close as feels comfortable. And we're adding a little bit of a layer of challenge. Bend the right knee, lift up the right heel. Now, it's not just the leg flinging, the whole body is lock and load. So really squeeze those inner thighs together. And 4, 3, 2, and release and switch, left leg. Keep those inner thighs squeezy. You're not just flinging the left leg. You're engaging those inner thighs. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and let's bring the heel down and heel march. And we're going to start off with a single, left and right. But then I want us to speed it up. So the movement's a little smaller, but we speed it up. And all we're doing is lifting the heels up. We're not letting the toes release from the ground. Now, can we take this speed and add a little double tap? With the double tap, you have a chance to stick your hip out more to the side if you want. Five, 4, 3, 2, and singles. But now, can we actually take this for a walk? Start walking. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Fix the pants. Always fix the pants. Now, we're going to get bigger movement. Give me some twists, going left to right. Let those knees, let the ankles do whatever they can to feel free, light. Now, how could we make this particular movement more challenging? Well, one way is to grab your handheld weights, keeping your palms up, going for a little wiggle twist. Now add extra challenge. Whoop. Getting one foot all the way off the ground. Can we go a little lower? Whoop. Without falling over. Wiggle twist, wiggle twist. Can we change the angles? Can we go for a weird left to right walk? And be mindful of not going too fast. Stay really connected to the awareness in your knees. And 3, 2, and 1. Now, this is going to look a little dorky. Both hands with your weights, if you've got them, come to the right, and we just push the hips through. Just a silly movement. Legs stay straight, hips rock left to right. 4, 3, 2, and come through center. Before we switch sides, lean forward just a little. Bring the palms in, squeeze to the side. If you've got Pilates balls and you don't have any worry about smacking your fingers, give them a good bash. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Now to the left. So we've got that space between the arms and we're just pulling our hips through. Please don't take yourself too seriously doing this one because it really is just breaking the famous dance move, the floss, into half. That's all it is. 3, 2, and release. Whew. Shoulders down. Heel bounce. Just a little heel bounce. I did a hop so I could change angles. You don't need to hop unless you really want to. If you're feeling super energetic, hop away. Just that little bounce. 5, 4, 3, try not to fall over, 2, and release. Take the legs out, take the arms out just to hold. Hold the weight in this kind of isometric stance, but then give me some funky legs. One of my favorite things to do is just wiggle and shake without worrying about what I look like and tapping in more on how I feel. Wiggling the legs. Woo, woo, ah. And 5, 4, 3, 2. Now pull those elbows in with the palms forward, and you're going to kick your bum with first just the left leg. Adding a little reach. Make it sure it's still just the left leg. Notice how I'm pulling my weight down into the left before I push up and kick off. Now if I push too hard, I'm going to fall over. So make sure you're kind of tapping into the strength of your core to make sure you don't fall over. 4, 3, 2, 1, and pause before we switch sides. Palms out and to the side again. If you've got the balls, give them a good bash. If you've got dumbbells, pause at the top where it's the hardest. 2 more. And last one. Palms up, rise up, elbows back. We lean, kick your bum with your right. Add a little movement with the arms. If at any point the weight in your hands is too much, drop the weights. Just don't drop them on your feet. Find a rhythm. Notice that the whole body is shifting from left to right. 5, 4, 3, 2, and let's bring it in. Couple more just silly legs, arms. Get dorky. Get weird. And now shoulder roll it up and back, lean and step. Still holding onto the weights in your hands. Don't drop them on your feet. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now, this is where it's going to get a little bit more complicated. Option 1, a step back and lunge. Switching legs. This is your option 1. Option 2, you go lower and reach the arms. When I say complicated, because option 3, we're doing a whole bunch of stuff. We step back with the left, pivot into an open lunge, bring it back, and step. Lunge, sumo squat, lunge, step. Lunge, sumo squat, step, lunge, sumo, step it up. Step. Remember, you've got those options of simply, and say simple like it's easy. These low lunges are not easy. It's your whole body weight. Or take it smaller. Find the option that really challenges you. Lunge, sumo squat, lunge, step. Lunge, pivot to sumo, lunge, step. Good news, almost there. One more each side. We're all feeling that, I hope, because I am and I'm breathing funny. Going back into some more movements for knees and ankles. Heels in, legs straight. Just a little shift left to right. Using your hips to lift up, not bending the knees. Using your hips. Three, two, and release. We're going to use these again when we come to the ground, but for now, please find your flex band. And Melanie, geez, find your breath. We're going to step on the band. We're going to cross the band over, and the ends are going to come out where our pinkies are. We're going to pull our hands up towards our hips, and we're just going to lean and tap the toes. Now, at any point, if the flex band is too much or you don't have one, you can still do the same movement, just no band. Now, we're going to add a little mini dip, mini squat. I don't want to call it a squat because we're not going super low. Lean and tap. Lean and tap. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, bring it to center. Shift your weight to the right foot, left foot. Just a little stepping in and out. The right leg is doing a little bend. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step, rise up. Now before we switch sides, a little lean forward. Arms come in front. Pull the elbows back towards the rib, proud chest. Using those exhales, draw back, proud chest. Don't arch into your lower back. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and let's bring it in. Lean onto the left foot, right leg, tapping it in and out. And it's not actually the leg doing the work, it's the standing leg that's bending to create closer range to the ground so that that right leg just taps it in and out. Just that little lean and tap. Stay with me a little longer for 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring it in. Oh, lean forward. Take the arms down straight. Little pulse to the side. So don't arch. Pull the tailbone in. Proud chest forward. The great thing about this one is it does not have to be a big movement. Keeping the arms straight. You're just not pulling up. Arms straight and to the side. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Don't let go of the band too fast, because sometimes, you know, the band just kind of ping and smacks you. I'm going to take the band now behind your bum and bring it forward. Now, regardless of the size of your bum, you're bringing it underneath the bum cheeks. I'm going to come in closer under your bum cheeks. So it doesn't matter if you've got a big bum, a little bum, or you know, medium bum. We're keeping it at the same height as our hands if our hands are naturally pulling down. So it's not down and it's not up. It's about the same height. So again, don't worry about bum shelf. Thumbs forward, straight arms. And all we're doing is pulling forward, not bending at the elbows, straight arms. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and let's really sit down. Roll the shoulders up and back. Bring the band in front. Get the hair out of your mouth. That was a note to self that I said out loud. Palms down in towards your hips and thumbs pointing at each other, okay? So again, shoulder blades down and back with just a little chest lift. Straight arms, little pulse. Let your chest do a little bit of lift, but don't make this a full-on twerk. Well, realistically, you're at home. If you want to twerk, you can twerk. But focus more on chest lifting up, shoulder blades squeezing down and back. Doesn't have to be a big movement. Whatever you're doing, you're not relaxing the band and letting it snap you back. You keep the tension and pulse from the tension. 5, 4, 3, 2, and ooh, release. Guess what? We're standing on the band again. Just because I feel like it. No, we're actually doing some more arm work. This time, you're going to grab the band where it's coming out through the top where your thumbs are. But try and reach down at least to the kneecap so that you're creating really nice tension. Come nice and tall. Make sure you got a good grip. And we're going to bicep curl. I was a little too ambitious there. And we're just coming halfway and down. Inhale, exhale it up. And then just for fun, can we come up halfway? And just a little pulse. Little pulse. I don't know about your biceps, but mine are on fire. 5, 4, 3, 2. Good news, relax. Band off to the side. We're not going to use any toys for a moment, but we are going to do one last thing standing before we make our way to the ground. I want us to lean and tap. And kind of shake out the arms a little, especially after those bicep curls with the bands. Lean and tap, lean and tap. Now this lean and tap, you can stay here, or we're going to tap it behind. Now you can make it small, kind of nice and chill, or step it wider, or hop it as wide as you can. Again, make it a step. Make it small. Find the option that you feel you can keep a rhythm and sustain momentum. Five, 4, 3, 2, and let's bring it in, back to the lean and tap. Now, take the toes back as you lean and tap. Creating a length through the front of our hip flexors. Now sweep and kick it if you want. Or not. Can still be that tap. 5, 4, 3, 2, and now right foot down, left leg, little tap. Option 1 would just keep it nice and close with a little step. Option 2, low tap. Option 3, kick it up a little higher without sinking into either hip or dipping into the ribs. 4, 3, 2, and let's take it over. Come down into the knees and just shake your booty left to right. Little shake, left to right. Go for more of a lean and left and right, and left. Stepping it in and out. Or little tap. Take it up a little higher. Core is there to support you so that you don't fall down. Hands can do whatever they need to help. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and let's bring it down. Bend into the knees as low as you can. If you need a little coffee table, yoga block, even a couple of books, we're gonna bend into the knees and bring our hands to the ground. And we're just gonna kind of shift left to right. Feeling into the knees, feeling into the hips, and saying, oh, that's enough, let's come down. Okay, well, heels in, toes out, come down low if this is accessible. If not, get as low as you can. You can put your forearms on the side of your couch, on a coffee table. Don't worry about, and in fact, if you've got one of those bigger gym balls, like the inflatable gym balls, you can just sit on one of those with your knees out to the side. That's also an option. And from here, we're going to play a little game of how graceful can we be coming onto the ground. Please note that was sarcasm. Do you trust yourself to fall back? Sometimes the answer is, yeah, I'm good. And then today I was like, oh dear gosh, where is the floor? The floor is further away than normal. Give me a little leg wiggle, because you know I love the leg wiggles. Nice little shake. And now add a little sway, just wiggling. Now turning this into a little bit of reach. Reach up with the left hand, look past your fingertips, pull it in and down, and right. And then you don't have to go all the way down, but the goal is that you're reaching and pulling in, reaching up. You're not leaning across, you're reaching straight up. 4, 3, 2, and release. Classical saw. Now, I should have mentioned that if you've got really tight hamstrings, if you need to relax the knees, that's fine, or bring them closer. This is not about doing the splits. This is where we can use the balls or small dumbbells for added challenge, added resistance. But let's just start really simple. Shoulder blades up, down, and back. Arms out to the side. Right hand is going to reach towards the left. When I do that, my left arm is going to rotate inwards, kind of moving through the shoulder girdle, like we did when we were standing up. Start off small, reach, center, and twist. And this isn't about bending down. Think about the spine ringing out lengthwise. Now, maybe we can go a little lower. Right hand, reach down to about mid-shin or knee, but don't bend into the head and the neck. More about a proud chest, lean, center, switch. Now, as we reach further, there will be some curvature of the spine, but you are in control of it. Reach down, come back up. Exhale across and back up. And one of the reasons we exhale when we reach down, because when we exhale, we empty the belly of air and it gives us a little bit extra space. At least that's what I tell myself. Now, if you want to make it more challenging, grab your weights. Reach out, right hand, toes and release. This is not about how fast you can go. This is really, truly going back to the original Pilates name, which was the art of contrology, according to Joseph Pilates, that is. Let's do one more each side. Last one towards the left. Last one towards the right. And we're gonna bring the legs in. Weights can be off to the side. We are gonna use them as an option if you want. Shift your bum left to right. Now, as you're doing this, I want you to think about lifting the left hip and pulling the left ribs in towards each other. And now, can you walk on the moon? Haha. So I'm gonna go backwards. Up and back, up and back. And then bring it forward. Now, you will learn if you don't lift the bum cheeks high enough, going forward, you give yourself wedgies. Going backwards, you kind of take your pants off, which, yeah, leave it at that. Grab your weights if you want. Reaching up with the opposite arm. Whatever hip is lifting, the opposite arm is reaching. And switch. Coming forward. 3, 2, and now if you've got the weights in your hand, you can keep them. If you don't have them, please grab them. We're going to come all the way onto our back, bending through the knees. First, just lining ourselves up. Take a moment and pull the tailbone up just enough that you feel a really good and comfortable connection with the floor. Wrists are over the shoulders and the palms are facing inward. Take the left arm up overhead, nice and slow, and notice where the ribs want to flare up. And then using the abdominals, pull those ribs back down in line. Exhale it up, and now the right arm. Inhale, reach it up and over. Notice where the rib wants to flare up. Pull those core muscles in and back. Now, both arms. Inhale up and over, and take it slow, because sometimes we go really fast and we don't even realize that our ribs have lifted off the ground. And exhale up. Now we're going to do some slow movements of this, and I'm going to keep adding layers. So option 1 is just going to reach up and over and center. Option 2 is going to take the arms up, circle down with the palms up. I've just hit my tree. And we reach towards the knees and come straight up and over. Exhale, circling down and around towards your knees. Option 3 is float the legs. Just straight up and down, nice and slow. Make this like almost therapeutic and meditative. Option 4. What option are we at? 4? Option 4. Arms reach, toes reach. Exhale, circle around, pull everything in towards center. Inhale, up and over, and exhale. And you could keep your shoulders and head on the ground, but of course, finding where the challenge gets you the most. Inhale up. Good news is we're only doing 3 more. Reach up and over, 2. Last one. Release the feet down. Bring your hands together. You can do this one without the dumbbells. I'm going to keep them just for a little bit extra oomph. We're going to roll onto the left shoulder blade and just tilt, keeping the hips stable. Exhale it back. And we switch to the right. Now I'm just going to show you a different angle, because so often I see people kind of doing this, which is not what we're doing. We're keeping the hips stable and we're just rolling on the shoulder blades. It's not up and down, and I can leave my head on the ground. do one or two more on each side. And then balls or dumbbells off to the side. I'm going to stay like this so you can see what we're doing. We're windshield wipering the knees, going left to right. And my head may or may not be in view, but that's okay. You don't need to worry about my head right now. It's my knees. Go across, left to right. But notice the shoulders, the shoulder blades stay down on the ground. You're creating this open space across your chest. Now let's bring our knees back through to center. Take our right leg up to the sky. Point the toes, and we're just circling the toes to the ceiling. So notice that I'm not letting my hips move. I'm not kind of swinging the whole torso or the whole hip girdle. It's just the toes. At some point, reverse direction, if you remember. And then flex the heel, bring it straight down. Point the toes, bring it back up. Flex and bring it down. 2 more times. We're only doing a couple of these. Last one now. Bend the right knee to the side. Place that right ankle on top of the left knee. And one more time. It's just rocking the hips. Left to right. And check in with your body to kind of see how far it goes. Some of us have back struggles. So listen. And also pay attention to where the back feels a bit weaker. How can you use the abdominals to pull back in through to center? Now, can we bring the right foot and the left knee all the way down and still keep our shoulder blades connected to the ground? If the answer is no, just keep swaying. The beautiful thing about this type of movement practice is you get to experiment. You get to explore the range of motion that your body is capable of. Slow down your breath. Let this be a bit of a twist. If you feel a little constricted with your inhales or your exhales, feel like you can tap into the space behind your ribs. Exhale. Use that exhale. Engage the abdominals and pull the knee and elbow, both knees back up. Uncross. Take the left toes up. Point the toes. You know, even just pointing my toes, I feel a stretch across the top of my foot. So it's a little circling of the toes to the sky. Not letting the whole ribs or hip system move with it. It's a very controlled, small movement where I'm moving my femur, my thigh bone, in my hip joint. Now flex the heel, bring it down to the ground, point the toes, straight-legged up, and flex it down. And point it up, flex it down. 2 more. And last one. Pull that left knee to the side, place the left ankle on top of the right knee, and we sway side to side. Just a nice little rock side to side. And then maybe take both knee and foot all the way over, whoop, 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 to the right. And I went whoop, whoop, because this is my tender side, and I'm just tapping into what my body needs. If you need to make weird noises, please do so, because they're kind of fun. I'm going to change angles so that we can close movement together. Whoop. Don't forget to use your breath. Exhale, release. And use the exhale to come back up through. Uncross. Make sure that you realign hips with shoulders. And then draw the knees in towards your chest. And for me, I like my knees to the side of my ribs, not right on my belly button. I feel like I can't breathe. So just modify this idea of giving yourself a hug any way you need to. I could go all the way up and hug my shins, but then I'm kind of pulling up with my neck and I want to relax now. One hand on each knee, slide the hands down your shins, reach towards your feet, and lean back into happy baby pose. This truly, genuinely is one of my favorites, simply because of all the different pieces and moving parts in my body that this touches. So shoulder blades down and back, I feel this connection to the earth, and it's creating a bit of a stretch for my arms. Pushing my hips down, so not letting my bum lift up, pushing my hips down feels really grounding for my spine. Keeping those knees out to the side and pushing my heels down. Not sickling my ankles or angling them in. Feet stay up to the sky. I feel this stretch through hips, hamstrings, glutes, shoulders, and take a deep breath. Bring the feet together. And for this one, I need to curl up because I got short arms. So I'm gonna see if I can lean back by keeping my heels touching. Ooh, I can barely make it. And this is a different variation of Supta Baddha Konasana, which is reclined cobbler's pose, sometimes known as butterfly pose. And then see if you can let go of the hands, but don't just flop your legs down. Just release, feet nice and slow. Keep the feet together, keep the knees wide. Notice where in your body there is resistance. Ooh, and come down. Feet stay together, knees wide. Circle the arms all the way up overhead. Reach to the sky. Not the sky. Well, if you were standing, it'd be the sky. Just reach up over your head. Grab your left wrist with your right hand and just gently shift angle so that your body is pulling towards the right. Exhale, grab the right wrist with the left hand. Pull it across to the other side. Create this nice big open stretch through the right side of the body. And slowly release. If you want to support your thighs, use your hands to just guide the knees back in and in towards your chest. You can either come onto your side and make your way to seated, or have a little fun, roll on your spine till you come all the way up seated. Bring your feet together. Give yourself a little wobble wiggle, because wobble wiggles are fun. Kids have the right idea by keeping the wobble and the wiggle. And then find a seat that feels comfortable for you, whether it's cross-legged or still in butterfly or just legs out to the side. Take the left arm up and over and switch sides. And then just a little flow, free, stretch, reach. I always like to end the practice with hands on my bigger muscle groups like my quads and my legs, just because this is a way to ground and soothe the nervous system. And wherever you are, inhale, circle all the way up to the sky. Exhale, bring your hands in towards your heart. And just take a moment and say thank you to your body, because, you know, our bodies do a lot. We don't always say thanks. So just in whatever language, whatever words come to mind for you, just a big thank you, and then show your body. Give it a big old hug. Wrap the arms around you. And then if you want to feel like you're hugging a stranger, take the arms out and put the other hands on top. And as always, thank you for joining me in Fusion Flow today. Have an awesome, awesome rest of your day.